So before using digital conferring notes, I used written conferring notes. I would meet with a student, I would write down notes while I was talking with them, and then I would leave them with a post-it note from our conference of what I wanted them to focus on and work on. So the most difficult part for me was staying organized. I would spend a lot of time kind of flipping through papers and trying to find, okay, what did I talk about last with my students? And the most frustrating part was we would spend all this time having a conference. I would write down in a post-it note what they wanted to work on. They would leave my classroom and their post-it note would be sitting at their spot or on the floor. So I use the digital conferring form in a number of ways with my students. The first is when I sit down and confer with them. As I'm listening to them read or asking them questions, I'm going down the form and marking the things that I hear them do that they're able to do. If I notice there's an area that they are struggling in, then I will check that as a strategy group that I need to meet with them again and give them additional instruction in. Another great benefit to the conferring tool is as I am marking what I'm seeing, I have on my spreadsheet, it is collecting the number of times that I have seen a student perform a certain skill or strategy. And I have those set up to correlate with the colors that we use to mark the continuum. So after a certain number of times that a student has demonstrated a skill, it'll turn green, which means when I go to the continuum that I would mark that green. If I've only seen it a few times, I feel that they're still in progress with it, then I will mark it orange on their continuum as they're moving towards it, but they haven't quite mastered it. After I have gone through and kind of marked the checked boxes that for the different proficiencies, I will write down a narrative for what the students have done well and what the students need to work on. And that is the information that the students get sent. The best thing about the digital conferring tool is that it's saving me time. I am able to collect my data. I'm not spending time having to organize it and look through papers to say, okay, what students need to work on character traits. I go into my digital form, I filter it out, I will select character traits, and it'll pop up with every student that I have decided during conferring needs to have a group.
So when after Miss G meets with me, I have to go open the notes that she sent me, and then I read through them to see what I did well and what I have to work on. And then I put the notes in Notability in the reading tab, and then I go into email and I open up the form that I need to fill out to send back. And then I have to try to work on my goals so that when I meet with Miss G, I have my goals on, and it helps me set goals because I know what I personally need to work on, and it helps me to become a better reader.
The most important things that if you're new and starting it is you need to decide what data you want to collect and then what you want to do with that data.